Cameroon government is borrowing 150 billion francs CFA to keep the company Socadel afloat. That is, if they don't borrow this money, this company face difficulty and it might collapse. You see, I earlier made a video talking about this, and everything that I speculated in that video is what is happening now. If you would like to know more about this company Socadel and to know about our electricity company from the time it was Sonel to AES, Sonel and Eneo, you should watch this video to understand everything that transpired in that business. You should watch this video. And also, everything I speculated in this video, you can click on this comment here, or you check in the caption, there is a reply button there, you press and you lead you to the video. Everything I speculated in that video is what is actually happening now. You see, Cameroonians need to know that the government nationalizing Eneo to become Socadel is not something that they planned for and they really wanted to do it. The reason why they nationalized this company is simply because the company was going bankrupt. And if the government doesn't save this company, then Cameroonians will not have electricity. Eneo was going bankrupt. And if the government didn't save the company by nationalizing the company, then Cameroon will not have good electricity. So they were coming in right now to save the company. That is why they bought back all the shares and nationalized the company. I want to give you guys the reasons why the government is collecting this loan, the 150 billion franc CFA loan that we all see now in the news. Now, this is the reason why. You see, since the government started managing this company, they took over from Eneo with a lot of debts, about 850 billion francs CFA as debt from the predecessors, Eneo, and 320 billion francs CFA as debts from government-owned companies like Sonatel and EDC. Now, someone may ask that where is all this debt coming from? All this debt is coming from structural imbalances and frozen electricity subsidies, and also weak collection performance. You know, during the time when the Anglophone crisis was still very, very hot, it was very difficult to collect electricity bill in most of these areas that was being affected by the crisis. So at that time, Eneo that was managing the company was making a lot of losses. Also, the government subsidizes electricity. So because the government was unable to also pay electricity subsidies, so over time, this debt keep growing, and other factors led to this huge amount that you all see. Now, what is happening right now is that the company Socadel is facing a cash flow deficit. In other words, the maintenance cost and the cost of electricity production is more than the profits they are getting. Now, the current cash flow says that Socadel is getting 31 billion francs CFA as inward cash flow and 44 billion francs CFA as outward cash flow. If in a month 31 billion francs CFA is coming as profit and 44 billion francs CFA is going under losses like maintenance and other things, then it therefore means that the company is losing about 13 billion francs CFA every month. So to solve this problem, the government decided to take a loan of 150 billion francs CFA. Why they are taking this loan? They are taking this loan to help pay back other loans that they previously owed. Now, this is a system in business where people take loans to pay other loans. Like, let me explain this scenario. Imagine that you have 3 loans that you pay a 5% interest rate every year. And now this interest rate, you combine them together, is about 15%, which is high. Then you have the opportunity to take another loan for 10% interest rate per year. And the amount on this loan can cover your 3 loans. So it's wiser to take a new loan to repay those old loans so that you can have some extra money that you can use for other things. This is exactly what the government is doing. So they are taking a loan of 150 billion francs CFA to repay old loans. So in this process, the government will save about 2.5 billion francs CFA on principal and about 200 million francs CFA on interest rates. So one good thing about this process that I like is that this money is not coming from external sources. The money is coming from Cameroon banks. So the government has put out a syndicate for local banks to help them with money so that they can raise 150 billion francs CFA. You see, I'm gonna end this video with one technical advice for the government. You see, what we should be fighting in Cameroon is corruption. The government needs to put a lot of efforts in fighting corruption, because if they don't do this, then we will keep losing state funds and Cameroonians will be suffering. And also, they should tackle the problem of insecurity in the country, because most of these losses that the government is facing now, especially with this company, is also a contribution of insecurity in the country. We all know that because of insecurity problem in Cameroon, in the northwest and southwest region, a lot of transformers were burnt. A lot of poles were burnt. A lot of things happen that cost the government money, a lot of money. And this is the problem that we are facing right now. And one more thing about insecurity is, if the government doesn't solve this problem of insecurity, it's going to scare out investors that are going to come to build up our economy.